My name's Ashantin and I play a lot of Banished. I also play quite a lot of Banished the North, which is a very beautiful but tricky mod set in the Viking era. The developer is Tom Sawyer. Now I want to play a new series of Banished and I want to play the North. And the reason for this is that Tom Sawyer is a very active developer and this mod is constantly evolving, which to me is very interesting. Now if you look at the mods, what I've got here is just North 7. And tip number 1, this mod does not play well with others. You would find it easier if you get rid of your other mods before you play this one. Number 2, tip 2, you need version 7.1.2. Okay, right, tip 3, if you have Bitdefender, and I've just upgraded mine, make sure that you give Banished access to your files, otherwise they won't save. Right, I have enabled the North 7, okay, and now we have to apply the changes. Now let's have a look at what you can do in terms of maps. You have a choice of lowland, valleys, mountains or lakes. Let's have a look at each of the three. Let's start with a lowland. Actually, let's start with the lake map, okay? Now, it has to load. Let's press Hold, then we can just have a look at the type of map you get. Look at all this. Now, let's go into maps and let's get a large map up. Wow. So Lakeland, wow, do you get some large maps. Now, I'm always surprised that this map type is even in Banished the North, because you do need water, you need fishing, so you need rivers, you need places to site sand quarries, trading docks, but there are no docks in this. You cannot build out into this space. So effectively, I would say about 50% of your map here is completely useless to you. And the only places you're left to build are right round the edges. So I think that this is not a good option if you're just starting out in North 7. So let's get rid of that. Right guys, we've had a look at the lake. Now let's have a look at mountains. Okay. Right, let's have a look at this map now. Let's look at the bigger map. Right, where have we started? We have started nowhere near a river. The river is going to be up in that direction, and to get to it we're going to have to go around the edge here or tunnel through a mountain range. Also, if you want to set up your stock pens, they will go up hills by the way, but you have quite a limited area. This is not the easiest of maps to do, and I wouldn't necessarily advise this if you're just starting out. There are some flat areas, you could get a forester down here, so it's doable, but it's not an easy map. Let's leave that one. Let's have a look. We've done lake, we've done mountains. Let's have a look at valley. And we wait for it to load again. Right, let's have a look at valleys. Now, this is a lot better, as you can see, guys. You've got a lot more. Let's just press stop here. And let's have a look at the overall map. So, the terrain is easier than mountains. this is a doable map. You've got quite a bit of nice flat land here. You've got lots of places to put mines and quarries and windmills. You've got a river. So this isn't a bad map at all, at least to start with. But as you progress and you want to expand, we need to have a really good look at that. So we've got a huge lake up here which takes up space. We've got the river coming round, and it obviously comes through the lake, which is good. So that's all pretty useful stuff there. But it's still a little bit tricky for the first time. I actually like this map. I like it a lot. Haven't played valleys, but you could go across the river here. But the other thing to be watching for is the amount of bogland. Yeah, that's actually pretty doable as a map. Quite like that one. Let's go and have a look at the lowlands. Now let's have a look at the final one, which is Lowland. Waiting for it to load again. Right, let's have a look at this one. Now, you can see that the amount of flat space you get is quite significant. The other thing you have to watch, though, is how much bog you've got. You're going to have to clear the bogland. You can't put animal pens, houses, or anything. You can't build on bogland. So all this bogland has got to be cleared. And also this start here, let's have a look at the map. Right, it's actually quite away from the nearest river, and food is going to be an issue here. So it's doable, but I wouldn't take this particular map. I would always go for a start that is next to a river. The last map had a lot more mountains in it, but it was a lot easier because we had the river closer to it. So this one, I think, and also there's a lot of bogland to be cleared here. So Lowland, you do get the flatlands. Now, if you want to build very pretty, attractive looking villages, which is not my forte, I tend to build as I find, then this is a very good type of map for you. So let's exit that one. Right, guys, let's have a look. We've had a look at the lakes, mountains, valley and lowlands. Terrain size, I would always play on large. Climate, now, got a range of climates here. You can play on mild, that's the easiest, fair or harsh. This game is tricky. I like to play on fair. Disasters I leave on, you can obviously turn them off. But the starting conditions are quite interesting. You've got an option of villager, farmer, shepherd, gold hunter, nomads, seafarer, Anders, Ella and survivor. Villagers, you get a small village with 5 families. They have a fair stock of food, clothes, tools and materials. Seeds and livestock are available. It's an easy start for a first visit. If this is the first time you've played it, that might be quite a nice start for you. Farmer I quite like. 4 families and their carts full of food, clothes and tools, as well as the seeds and livestock to start farming. Choose a mild or fair climate for a good harvest. Shepherd is the one I normally play, which is 3 poor shepherds with little supply, but with a large herd of sheep. It's a nice start to build up your wool empire. So that's the one I normally play on. Now, gold hunter, brave people for riches, looking for riches. They are well equipped and experienced in gold seeking, medium difficulty. This one is easy. This one is described as medium difficulty. The nomads one, a large group of nomads arrive at a chapel in the middle of a prosperous town. At least they've heard about it. Not easy, but great to grow fast, but you do start with a lot of people. I would like to show you that start because it's quite an interesting one. Let's let the game load. Right, if you look at this, what you start with is a chapel. This will mean that more people will come. You start with a pit house. You have 100 rye and nothing else. This is quite a good start because you're starting next to a river, but you've got an awful lot of people. Now, the minus of that is they don't have tools and food is going to run out very, very quickly. The plus is that you have a lot of people to get food. Let's have a quick look at the number of people. You start with 16 people and 3 children, so you can breed your people up easily. It's quite an interesting start, this one. So I think that we might consider that one as a start, but it's one I haven't tried before. But I think it could be managed. The difficulty is no tools. You'd have to be very adept at knowing the tool cycle and what you need for tools to get this going quickly. We're looking at the starting conditions. We looked at nomads. Let's look at seafarer. After a long journey, a group of travellers arrives in a new land, far to the west. Supplies are almost exhausted, but the place seems to be good for a settlement. A special challenge for true Vikings. Okay, let's have a look at this. Now, what have we got here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sheep. That's not much. We're next to a river here. Let's have a look at the reports and let's see exactly. That's the event log. It's not what I want. It's this one I want. So we've got 6 people rather than 8. We have 5 students or children, 160 food, 11 tools, 10 clothes. So a few stocks and a few sheep. This is not many people. This is a really, really hard start. So this will take quite a lot of micromanaging. Now I'm on Lowlands here, so if we have a look at this map, yeah, that's quite nice. So even though this is a hard start, this is a pretty good map. I think we might try this one. It's going to be, looking at it, only 6 people is going to be very, very difficult because I normally start with 8 and we've only got a few sheep. So this would be a very, very hard start. We also have a lot of bog around, so to even get a sheep hut in will be difficult. But we're very close to a river, which is excellent. So this is the sort of thing you look at with these maps. Right, we've had a look at seafarer. Now, Andersonella is just 2 people. A young couple banished to the wilderness. You are going to have to micromanage almost every time they work a tool here. It can be done. And survivor, a few banished people with nothing except their ragged clothes and the will to survive. This is the hardest conditions. Let's have a look at that one. Right, let's press stop. They're near a river and they've got plenty of wood, which is good. It's about the only thing to be said for it. But if we look at what they've got, we've only got 4 people. They have no tools, no clothes, no food. This is a very, very hard start. We're going to have to micromanage everything. And the question is, do you want to do that? Now, if you are starting north for the first time, I would not go for one of these starts. I would actually go, coming back to the main menu, and let's have a look at new. Of these, the one we haven't looked at is Gold Hunter. Let's have a look at Gold Hunter. Waiting for it to load. Let's press stop and see what we've got. Now, we're near a brook, not near a river, which is something I've immediately noticed. Let's have a look at the map. Oh, we're a long way from a river. I don't like that as a start. But nonetheless, let's have a look at what we've actually got here. We have 6 people, no children. We have 70 food, 14 tools, 4 clothes. But other than that, this is a harsh start, these gold people. They're very, very adept at looking for gold. Now, the one thing you have to think about, does that mean that we get a lot of gold? Let's have a quick look. Wild food, where's the gold? Search for gold. There's a lot of gold there. You see there? Just have to find the gold. Again, it's going to be micromanage, micromanage, micromanage. And I wouldn't advise that for a straightforward start if you haven't played this game before. So guys, we've had a look at the different types of terrain. We've had a look at the terrain size. We've had a look at the climates. As I said, I would not choose harsh the first time. We've looked at all the different starting conditions. We've looked at villagers, farmers, shepherds, nomads, seafarers. So it's up to you how you decide to play this game, but it is a tricky mod. So if I were you, I would definitely go for mild or fair to start with. I would go for lowland, and I would definitely go for villager, farmer or shepherd. Villager, farmer are going to be the easiest. Well, I hope you enjoy playing this beautiful, beautiful mod. Bye bye.